class American, so it's not quite the Woodstock demographic necessarily when most of the people are young. There's in fact quite a lot of seniors who go, and a lot of people who go with their entire family, so they bring children as well to spend a week enjoying the art, enjoying the sun, and their major goal is that when they leave every year, they don't be there that would tell people in between the Burning Man had ever taken place. So they're also very environmentally oriented about trying to not leave sort of footsteps in where they go. So just thinking about what I told you about Burning Man for the people that have had a chance to look at the insert about Burning Man in the reading, how do you think that this kind of festival would illustrate your kind of argument about deviance as having some kind of a function? Overwhelmingly used by what kinds of people? Is it cheap? Expensive, right? So it's used overwhelmingly by middle and upper class people, and also overwhelmingly by Asians, right, by whites. Whereas crack cocaine is primarily used by minorities, right? Here it's argued that this kind of differentiation points to the law being used as a deliberate tool to enforce stiffer penalties for what's functionally the same crime on black people than on white people, to create ultimately an imbalance in who's being sent to jail and for how long, or engaging in what seems to be exactly the same kind of criminal activity. So that's just one example that conflict theorists might point to. Another big area of research in conflict theory has to do with what's called felon disenfranchisement, which refers to laws that many states have that disenfranchise people if they've ever been convicted of a felony in that particular state. So that means that once they're released from jail or prison, and once they've served their parole, even after that, there never these laws exist in Texas, Florida, and the Deep South, and they were created shortly after the emancipation of slaves in the American South. And many sociologists and other conflict theorists from different disciplines have made compelling and interesting cases that it's actually used as a tool to systematically disenfranchise African Americans every month to live in a neighborhood where certain parts of home maintenance are taken care of by a general institution or by an association. So they mow the public lawn and they plant some flowers in the median strip and stuff like that. There are a lot of them in Riverside and Southern California generally. And they've taken on them. Neighbors are also not allowed to do things like hang their laundry outside in the fresh air, even though that's obviously the more ecological thing to do, because again it implies a class position that the association doesn't want to endorse, and it also makes it look like the neighborhood isn't being properly cared for. So those are all